Hey guys, my name is Elle. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a historical romance recommendation video for you. I have just been devouring historical romances lately. I've been absolutely loving them. I've been listening to a ton on audio. I have a video coming out this week of my favorite audiobooks that I've been listening to recently, but I wanted to do a video just dedicated to some historical romances. Even like my shirt is the Wallflower series by, oh my gosh, I'm trying to show it, by Lisa Kleypas. So I just like adore historical romances, especially audio historical romances. Like I said, I've just been loving them. But I wanted to give a little segue because I'm currently watching this show right now called The Night Agent on Netflix. And it is really, really good. I am just loving it. It is so good. This has nothing to do with this video, but I just had to talk about it. I'm absolutely loving it. It is basically about, I'm just going to tell you because I'm so excited about it. But, so, our main character, well, let's talk about the other guy, like the hero. So, the hero is a FBI agent, and he is tasked with being he's tasked with being like a night agent, which means he answers calls of FBI agents if they need help during like the night. And he gets this call, which he's never supposed to get calls because they said it's so rare. And it's of this woman named Rose, and she says that her aunt and uncle are being like murdered and somebody is trying to kill her. And so he like coaches her through this whole situation of like her being chased by this like guy, and it's pretty crazy. I love like suspense things, and so there's this whole big like mystery revolving because she never knew that her aunt and uncle were like FBI agents and didn't know anything about their job. And she finds out that they think that there's a mole in the White House that might be connected to all of these like attacks against like the country. And so the hero is tasked with keeping her safe and protecting her and helping her find out the mystery. And it is really, really good. I'm loving it. I'm really giddy about it. I'm just really loving it. It is so good. I'm binge watching it, y'all. It's so good. Like, I just love when like Netflix comes out with really good TV shows. And this is a TV show, and I am loving it. It is very good. I mean, nothing like between them has happened yet, but you can definitely feel like the sexual tension, and I am just like eating it up. But like some of my other favorite shows are like House of the Dragon. I love House of the Dragon. I used to love Gilmore Girls, but now I'm seeing like all of these edits on like TikTok of people being like, Rory's terrible, like she never, whatever. But I just wanted to put that in there if you guys need a new show to watch that kind of is a little bit romancy, a little bit suspensey. I really am loving it. But let's get into this video and talk about my favorite historical romances that I've been reading lately. So the first book I want to talk about, I probably talked about this in a couple of videos now, but if anybody hasn't seen those, I wanted to include this one in it. This is definitely my favorite historical right now, like of the year, and that is Scoundrel My Heart by Lauren Heath. So our heroine wants to marry somebody in high society, but she really wants to marry somebody in high society. That's like her goal in life. And she finds out that one of the dukes is trying to find a wife, and so he is wanting like potential like suitors to send him a letter of why they want to become his wife. And so she doesn't really know what to say and is trying to find like what to say. She's never been in a relationship before because obviously that's not okay in the times. And so the hero is her like best friend's older brother, and he starts helping her with her letter, and they start like forming a friendship and getting to know each other. But then she ends up getting picked by the Duke, and he ends up leaving town, but they kind of caught feelings for each other. And now he comes back in town, and she is stuck in this situation where she realizes she really wants to be with the hero, but she is stuck with the Duke, and she can't like say no to the Duke. Like, that would be horrible for her reputation. And the hero comes back from being in a really bad situation, and he is very hardened now. He is just like a totally different guy. He now owns a pleasure club, and so she goes to the pleasure club to see him and be like, why did you leave me? Like, I want to be with you. I have feelings for you. And there's so much tension between them and angst because she wants to be with him, but she can't like say no to the Duke. And it is so So good. They have so much chemistry together, and I just love this one. So good. Highly recommend. Next book I have to talk about is Love in the Afternoon by Lisa Kleypas. So I listened to this one audio and absolutely fell in love with it. Our heroine, Beatrice, it first starts off as an epistolary romance between Christopher and Beatrice is pretending to be her best friend Prudence, because Prudence is like trying to find a husband and is like leading all these suitors on, and she was writing Christopher the hero while he was away at war, but she's like bored of writing him and doesn't want to anymore, so Beatrice takes up the task. And so Beatrice and Christopher start writing letters to each other and really forming a connection, but the whole time he thinks that he is falling in love with Prudence, not Beatrice. And Beatrice has always been like an outcast in society. She loves animals, and she's kind of deemed as like weird, peculiar, doesn't really fit in with society. And so when he comes back from the war, he actually has a dog who needs a lot of training, and so he has Beatrice help him with that, and he's starting to feel a little bit of a connection with Beatrice, but it's like, no, I love Prudence. Like, he's so confused, and then he kind of is starting to realize like maybe Prudence is not the person I've been writing to this whole time. Maybe it's somebody else, and so he's trying to find out who wrote to him instead of Prudence, and it is really good. Very angsty, because he is also like supposed to inherit, I don't know what he's inheriting, maybe like a Viscount thing, or maybe an Earl, I can't remember, but he like, and she's very peculiar, people don't like her, and so they have to like figure out how they're going to be together. But I love this one. The hero becomes very possessive over Beatrice, and it was really good. I really love this one. It's kind of hate to love also, because he said like a comment about her in the past, like, oh, she's so weird. But anyways, I really love this one. Highly recommend. The next book I want to talk about is The Hunter by Kerrigan Byrne. This is another amazing one. If you love dark romance and you have never read historical romance before, but you like dark romance, I would recommend this book. So it starts off with our hero, who is an assassin, and he is tasked with putting a hit out on the heroine, and the heroine is an opera singer, and so he is like about to kill her, but then he feels like a wave of desire towards her, and it's like, well, maybe I shouldn't kill her yet. And so he kind of bribes her into like starting kind of a like sexual relationship with him, because then she won't be killed. And it's really good. I like, there's so much tension and chemistry, and then he's kind of like, okay, well, I don't want to kill you, so I'm just going to keep you for myself. And so now he has to figure out who put out the hit on her, and all of these people are trying to kill her, so he has to protect her, and she also has a son, so he has to protect both of them. And it is really good. A lot of action. Kind of hate to love, because she like hates him, but she's attracted to him, and it is so good. I really loved the audio of this one. Kerrigan Byrne knows how to write really good historical romance, and I just love this one. I ate it up. Highly recommend. So this next book is another book by Lorraine Heath. I love Lorraine Heath, and this is, I think, the third book in this series. It's Surrender to the Devil. I always forget this title, but it is basically about Franny, who is a working woman. She works in this club that is referenced throughout this whole series, and she's like the bookkeeper. She's her own woman. Like, she doesn't take crap from other men, and all of these men want to have her as a mistress just because she's of lower class, and she's like, no, whoever I'm going to be with is going to be my husband. And so the hero actually wants to make her his mistress, but she does not want that, and so he has to really work for her hand, and it is really good. And he just keeps showing up where she is, and they have a lot of like chemistry, and she wants him, but she doesn't want to just be a mistress to him. Like, she wants to be valued, and he really shows her like the value that she is to him. I just really loved it. It was actually pretty sweet, and I really loved it. This was just a very sweet historical romance, and both of them have kind of a traumatic past, because this is Lorraine Heath's more like darker historical romance series. I just love the series. It's really good, and there's some like action towards the end. But if you just want like a sweet, like courtship, historical romance, I recommend this one. The next book I talk a lot about, but I just love it so much, is the Marquess Makes His Move by Dana Quincy. So this is a very unique romance. I love this one. And so our heroine is a map maker, and to take over her uncle's map making business, she had to marry somebody, and so her husband owns like the map making business, but she's the one that makes all the maps and he takes credit for them. And so the hero got a map from her husband, but her husband cheated him out of a lot of land, and so he's like, that is not gonna fly with me. And so he secretly becomes a servant to get intel on what happened and to get some dirt on him. And he, I think, is like a duke or the son of a duke. He's very like high in society, and so he actually becomes the heroine's servant and kind of starts falling for her, and she starts falling for him because she does not love her husband. And it is really good. They have an affair, and it's really, really good. And I just love this one. It was really sweet, really unique, and I really, really liked this one. And I loved how we got to see like a different aspect of historical romance. Like, you don't always see what the servants go through, and the hero really realized that the servants are not treated as well as they should be, and he like realizes that from working with them, and then he like does it at his own house, giving his servants different things, and then he ends up bringing all these like special things to the servants of the house he's working at, like undercover. And they're like, how did you get all this stuff? Like, you're just a servant. And he's like, well, I have this relative here and this relative there. So that was kind of funny. But I really like this one. It's super unique. There was a big twist in this one also. And I just really liked it. I highly recommend it. I love Diana Quincy, and it was really, really good. The next book I want to talk about is a old school historical romance, and that's Yours Until Dawn by Teresa Medeiros. So our hero lost his eyesight in war, and he is the son of an earl, I think, and he is going to inherit the earldom. And he is very angry at the world and doesn't kind of want to be in the world anymore. And so his parents basically ship him off to this like manor that they own in like the countryside where he grew up, so he can kind of recoup and regroup. And the heroine is tasked as being his new nurse, and he like absolutely hates her. He's run out every other nurse that he's had is like, you are not going to help me, I won't let you help me. And she really brings a lot of light and life back into his life. Like, she opens curtains, and she just like really helps him realize that there's so much to live for, and they have this intense chemistry and want for each other, but like they hate each other and they don't want to be with each other. And it is really good. There's also a big twist at the end of this one that I really liked. I just really love this one. It's very angsty too, because she is, you know, a very low class and he's high class. Like, how could they ever be together? And I just love this one. I really, really loved it. It was so, so good. And the last book is The Duke Most Wicked by Lenora Bell. This is Lenora Bell's newest book, and it's not my like absolutely favorite from her, but I did really enjoy it. Like, I gave it 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed like all of the books I've read from her so far. So this one is a really fun romance. I thought it was so fun, and like I laughed out loud reading this book. So our hero is a duke, and he is basically broke, and he's always been told his whole life that he's kind of like a loser. Like, his dad really hated him and put him through a lot. And so now he is tasked with finding a wife for himself, but also suitors for his 3 sisters. And the heroine is a governess, and so she is like trying to help him find somebody to marry, but also find suitors for his sisters. And they kind of start like falling in love with each other a little bit, like, because they really get to know each other. And he has like a major crush on her, but he's like, we could never be together because I'm a duke. And I really thought this was funny. All of his sisters were really funny. They really reminded me of like the Bridgertons and the Hathaways. They would meddle in like their brother's romance. Like, if he was actually engaged to this other woman and they like made her life like hell, like they would do all these funny things to mess with her. And I just thought this book was so fun. I really liked it. It was really funny, and I had so many like laugh out loud moments in this one. Super enjoyable, such like a fun romance. If you want like kind of a unique one, I would pick this one up. I really adore Lenora Bell's writing. All right, well, that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're having a great day wherever you are. Definitely down below, let me know your favorite historical romances, because I would love to know. I'm just such in a historical romance mood. I just want to read all of the historical romances. But I want to thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.